Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacob and I'm a filmmaker and we talk about all sorts of fun film things and life things on this channel. So today, in honor of me beginning production on my essentially senior thesis film next week, which is called The Alpine Cure, we're going back to the very beginning, to the dawn of time, and we're reading the screenplay that got me in to the school I go to. So this is essentially my very first screenplay in my high school era, and now that era is about to come to an end. So we're going to look back at the very beginning of this chapter. But I'm going in blind since I haven't read this in who knows how long. So together, let's rediscover my origins and see how I've grown and see what's stayed the same, the origins of my filmmaking style. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Let's jump into it. Deep in the Hazy Blue Fog, written by Jacob Lee Weiss. Interior, the Cardell's home, night. April Cardell, 38, is looking into the fridge. She looks tired. Ah, out of milk! Toller? Toller Cardell, 15, runs into the kitchen. Yeah? Can you run to Alabin? We're out of peanut butter. A beat. Peanut butter? But it's dinner time. I want to make peanut curry. There's a clear, awkward tension. Okay, be back in a jiff. He smirks, amused at his own pun. April just stares. Toller steps out of the kitchen toward the front door. April looks back into the fridge, and the milk and peanut butter are sitting at eye level. Okay, so definitely setting up something creepy. I think I see the vision. Peanut curry, like that whole thing. I remember wanting there to be the explanation of why is she sending him out to get something that she already has, right? That's like the idea. It's like, okay, where's the horror in that? Be back in a jiff. You have to be really meticulous where you place comedy in films that are meant to be scary. This is meant to be like a horror thriller. And it's very odd. It's very odd. Okay, the jiff pun is very odd, especially because it's not apparent if you're not like looking at the word. It's like be back in a jiff, but it's like the peanut butter brand. I don't know. It's totally weird. But I appreciate the effort anyway. Exterior, Cardell's home, night. Toller counts some money in his hands and slips it into his pocket. Exterior, neighborhood, night. Toller walks down the side of the road. Exterior, intersection, night. Toller walks past the intersection. The lights are different on one row. Exterior. Well, okay, so I think that he walks past an intersection, the lights, I think that's referring to like the street lights are different on one row. I think it was trying to be like, okay, it was like, oh, one light says green and one says red when they're both going the same direction or something where it's like, okay, there's something off. It's a little bit not what it seems. Yeah. Okay, anyway, sorry, that's very confusing way to write. I noticed that there's not a lot of detail in the descriptions. It's something that's changed. I've become a very detail-oriented filmmaker. I often see it very specifically in my head. And I remember seeing this very specifically in my head, but I've gotten a lot better at learning how to translate it onto the page, and that's a good thing to learn how to do. Also, this isn't in a proper screenplay format. And it bothers me. I know it looks, it's like, okay, you can't just put Courtier font on it and then call it screenplay format because it's not. Anyway, exterior, Aluben, night. Is it a holiday? Toller looks out into the parking lot and we see no cars at all. He shrugs and walks over to the store. He opens the door and walks inside. We then see a sign hanging in the window. He didn't notice. Closed. A low tick-tock gets louder as we cut to interior, Cardell's home, night. So I guess if there was no cars outside, it's probably because the thing is closed. And it's funny that he just doesn't notice it. Like, I think it's funny, it's like nighttime. Like, I set the script at nighttime, and it's like, oh, where is everybody? Well, it's closed. You just missed the sign. So far, you, like, without, like, depending on how you put it together, this could really be any, like, genre. There's no really specific genre description in the in the text. So it's like, if you this could be edited, if you slap a laugh track on it and shoot it with, in a specific way, this could be a comedy so far, technically. So it's really important to, like, you kind of learn how to set the tone just through writing eventually. A clock. It's 7:05 p.m. Okay, well, I guess, okay, if it's 7:05, I guess stores would still be open, at least in Vegas. April Cardell is biting her nails. She looks at a stack of money on the island of the kitchen. She grabs it and slams it into the wall in frustration. Interior, Alabin, night. Toller looks down the aisles and nobody's there. He looks at aisle signs and finds jams and spreads. Okay. Toller walks down until he sees a label for peanut butter, but the shelves are empty. Really? Toller walks to the main front desk and rings the bell sitting there. Ding, ding. Interior, dark room, night. As we look through a small crack of a door, a faint ding, ding is heard. A hand in a black glove shuts the door. Interior, I think that's the first time we really get the tone of the film, just in the screenplay. Interior, Alabin, night. Toller rings the bell again. Hello? There's a long beat of silence. Hello? More silence. Is anybody? Something falls in the back of the store. Toller jumps. He snatches a nearby broom, leaning by the desk. A noise comes from the location of the crash. Toller gulps and slowly steps toward the main entrance. He pushes the door, but it's locked. What? A breeze flows from the aisles. A low hum plays. Toller grips the broom and slowly walks down an aisle toward the back. Toller turns the corner to see a freezer door open, blue fog pouring out of it, and chains on the floor. Mesmerized, Toller drops the broom. It knocks over a nearby intercom perched on the side of the shelf and crashes into the floor. It plays Say Goodbye to Spring. Toller, in a trance, walks into the freezer until he is deep in the hazy blue fog. Cut to black. Overall, like I said, I really do enjoy the concept. I think if it was written a little bit better, like this would totally be something I'd still make. I think logically there's like a few things that could be better, like the closed sign, the peanut butter thing, like it's like why peanut butter? Like I would definitely just like leave if there was no one there immediately, and I would check if it's like open or closed. Like, it's definitely like a younger person wrote the script, which I was younger. It's only basically 3 pages long. So for 3 pages, it's really intriguing. I'm not completely disappointed, quite frankly. I do like it a lot. What I will show you guys is there's also storyboards, which is really sick. You don't always get to see this stuff, which is cool. My dad helped me make these, but it was kind of a collaborative effort. He just kind of pointed me in the right direction, and then I've also gotten better at storyboarding. These are actually pretty good storyboards, but because it was my audition, I did try really hard on them. I actually have right next to me storyboards from my senior thesis. Right here. I don't know if you can see. Come on, focus. Which are less detailed, but for me, I've kind of, I've developed a system that works. I trust me, I've gotten better at storyboards, okay? Okay, I have. But the storyboards are still a tool, They're still a tool so whatever really works best for you, that's what you should do. And that's what I did there. So, but this, for the audition, you want to make sure it's nice and tidy. And ideally it should be in like professional productions as well. But this is just for me. My thesis, it's just me and my closest collaborators. So like, I know it's, we're already on the same page. But yeah, deep in the hazy blue fog. Thank you guys so much for listening to my screenplay today. If you guys messed with that, I can dig up some other old screenplays and we can read them and talk about them together. I have some longer ones. But thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.